This is Bob from Trade Genius. It's the morning of the 13th of November. I wanted to do a weekend report here, and I'm going to blast through some charts. And my theme for next week is I'm going to call it Snapback. And I think things were just really got extreme, and we're seeing the effect of algo-driven trading and these risk parity trades and these vol parity trades and these stock bond parity trades and everything just got out of whack. And I guarantee you there's some really smart people that's seen how these algos responded, and you're going to see algos going after those algos now. So it's going to get really interesting in the market. But be that as it may, we're going into options expiration week, and things are going to probably snap back into place. And first thing I'm looking at is the dollar here, is that it's rolling over in all my indicators, and it's above VWAP. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the dollar fall back down to here, which will cause a whole bunch of other cascades in my view. And we have looks like natural gas is ready for a bit of a breakout, and I'm already long natural gas futures and oil, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. Real estate, I'm looking for a short-term drop in SRS, but a short-term rise in real estate as interest rates come back down. You can see how sensitive real estate is to the interest rates. But long term, my theme for 2017 is short every rip, and I have a diagonal on right now, so I'm short puts on IYR for next Friday, and I'm long puts for December, and I'm just going to keep selling my puts against it, and to drive profit on it. But I'll take the short puts off if I see it rolling down again. Silver. It's at the bottom of my channel, and I want to get the silver wheat, and I called $18 about 2 months ago, and it hit, and I bailed out of my SLW at 24, and so thankful that I did, because I couldn't absorb a 25% loss on my biggest piece of my portfolio. But I think silver here is going to snap back. It's not going to. I think the precious metals are in trouble until we sort out whether or not the Fed's going to stay ahead or behind the fiscal policies, and inflation gets ahead of the Fed, which it will at some point. But I'm looking for just a dollar move higher in silver. I'm not really going to talk about SPY too much. It's stuck in a range, so. Not interested in shorting it at this point. Sugar, they keep calling for sugar's demise. It's making a slow glide down, and it looks like another move down is coming up to VWAP. So, I haven't traded it all year. I just watched it in amazement as it went up. But it looks like it's trying to settle down to a price, and right now it's not worth going long. Talked about that. Talked about. Now, biotech's interesting to me. I just think it's way overbought, and so I'm looking for a chance to short it. I shorted XBI last week for for a trade for like an hour or two. I mean, it just fell so fast. I took a quick grand off the top, and those who subscribed made some quick money with me, and we also made some quick money on XLE too. So basically, people paid their whole year's subscription with one option trade that I shared. So I probably should charge more for my service. Laugh out loud. So we have, this is my next area that I'm going to look for a short again. I think biotech's way overplayed. Realization's going to come that the only place where there's money to stop the healthcare juggernaut is in pharma and biotech, and lesser degree hospitalization, and I think they're gonna go after it pretty hard. I bought GDX calls on Friday and for next Friday, so I'm looking for a snapback. I think it's way overdone on the miners. Talked about real estate. I'm looking for that move back up to here. I doubt we're going to get to here, and then look to short it again. The money flow doesn't look too exciting right now, so I just think it's going to be sell to rip time. Talked about that. I'm looking for a snapback, literally a snapback up to here. I think it's going to be blow people away. And if I have to roll my calls out a week or two, I'm going to. But I bought the 22s for 60 cents, and I'm looking for literally a 20% move on GDX. Emerging markets the same. I'm looking for a snapback here. Drip, it's I always look to short these ultras. It has a good move, but I think energy is going to go and collapse next year. So I think for people who don't like to trade options or looking for something to go short, I think drip's going to be a good trade for people. But right now I think it's going to snap back. I think drip's going to fall below actually this area here, and I'll be interested in when money flow and my momentum indicator turn back up. I'll be interested in jumping back in it again. CHK, we had a great trade, $5.50 to $6. Got out of it right here, and then proceeded to fall. I think it's going to pop back again. To me, this looks like an inverted head and shoulders to me. So, 5 to 6 pipe. I think we'll see CHK back up at 7. So I'm looking to see what it'll do starting next week, and I may buy back in. Although I'm already in CRK at a bit of a loss. I had both these guys. I held one and sold the other. We'll see if CRK snaps back before I double down in this position. I think there's a good trade here for AG. We'll just have to see how it opens on Monday, but I wouldn't be surprised $8 to $9 on this. XIB, we just had a good week trading it. Kind of stayed out of it for a couple days before the election. Just too much counter trend trading, and it's still not worth doing any kind of swing trading. I've been doing everything inside the chat room for our subscribers, and we just been day trading it, and it's just we need another reset here. But this is a news event people couldn't chase. Now we're going to see here if it's going to start pushing up. I think it will, but I don't know how the snapback will affect volatility next week. So we took off our XIV. We kept some UBXY puts on, as I almost always have on. And I think we have the 1350, 1250 spread right now for next Friday, and just trying to keep grinding out a couple $100 a day on it. Like I said, XBI, we caught a nice move on it, and for quick options, and now I'm looking to put another short on XBI. We long-term hold, just bouncing around, and my view, and I'm going to do another video a little bit later talking about the weather, but suffice it to say, the mini ice age is in progress, and La Nina is now firmly entrenched. The polar vortex with the sun weakening is extremely weak. The cold weather from Spain all the way through Hokkaido, Japan, it's snow covered. You can almost be on skis from the west coast of Europe to the east coast of northern Japan. That is incredible. And all that will have an effect on America here as the winter sets in, and that cold air will just spill from the Eurasian continent down through Canada and down through our Midwest. I think people are going to be shocked at how cold it's going to get. And we're getting actually our first blizzards coming into the plain states And and I encourage you guys to look at the 1820s and the early 1880s for guidance as to what I think this winter is going to look like. And in fact, the 1880s was memorialized in the book from Little House on the Prairie, that the blizzard was so intense and so often. And there's pictures that they show that the railroad tracks were covered with 10 feet of snow and then got iced over. And at 50 miles they had to chop through to get from the Minneapolis to central North and South Dakota, and that's where these storms are setting up already. So we're getting our first blizzard. So keep an eye on that. It's going to be a really, really interesting winter for us, and I think it's going to drive natural gas through the roof, and it's going to delay planting next year, and I think it's really going to support the grain prices. VXX, we talked about volatility. UVXY same. U gold, I'm looking for a snapback. I mean, literally $1 snapback in U gold. SPY, I just did some work on. I'm going to put a volume and price on my charts here too, but I went ahead and looked at the market profile for SPY for next week, and 212, 220, I think is going to be a band that's going to hold. And I sold credit spreads 220, 222s. I also sold 217 to 219s, and on the dip on Friday, I went ahead and closed my 217s short for a profit, and now I'm just sitting long 219. I'm sitting long 219, 222, and I'm short the 220. And then I also have a December 210 put on, but I have a short put that I've been selling every week at 209, and earlier in the week I had it at a 213 after taking off a 211. So I'm looking for that band to hold. This red line has been almost a 2-year channel, believe it or not, for SPY, and until it breaks that convincingly, I just think as it drifts to one end or the other, you can just have a good time. And right now, market's telling me that, hey, there's a good chance that this thing may roll back down to VWAP, which would be great for me. And then we'll go ahead and, as we get any kind of weakness on Monday or Tuesday, I'll sell calls against the position again and just harvest cash. Silver Wheaton. I'm so thankful I bailed out when I saw it losing VWAP. And a month ago, I would have told you I would have stayed in it and sold in the money calls, but this is an incredible move. And if you look back, I had these fib lines drawn, and I told people, I said I wouldn't be surprised if they took this thing all the way back to the 18 area, and they did. And so I don't think it's going to go down to 15, but who knows. But all I know is that I think we're going to get a bounce back up here, and then we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with the Fed. And if these guys smell deflation, which I just can't see how they could, with all the the threatening that Trump's going to do about spending. But I don't think people can underestimate how strong the dollar is going to become. So I think there's going to be a really big battle here for the price of these assets. Flip back into the hourly again. Same with SILJ. Oil, I think oil is gonna pop here a little bit, and then it's gonna roll back over hard. Same with Nugget. MOS, we sold out. We had 2 great trades. Finally, we struggled a little bit on some of these moves with Mosaic earlier in the year, but we're having a great time trading it now. And we just took off our second trade on it, made 20% on it, and I think right now it's going to move back down to VWAP again, and then we'll jump back on it again. Coffee, we got out of This is a long-term position for me. I'm either in full or in half. I took off half up here, and I'm just waiting for it to settle, and I'm about ready to buy it again, go back to full position. And we've just been making money on this thing like clockwork all year. And like I said, Joe will be in the high 30s or 40 this time next year. JJG the same. I own it, and I'm not even trading it. I just own it, and I'm just sitting on it. I put out buy and sell signals on it occasionally, but I have a hedge for higher food prices, and that's it. Talk about gold. I jumped up too fast on ERX. Oops. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. You know, we caught this move through XLE, and we're out. But I think we'll probably get a pop here again with the snapback. But if you're looking for a good short for next year and you like to buy puts on ultras, ERX is going to be a good trade for you. Talk about dust. DBA. CRK I own, and I was looking for a breakout, and I had an 850 stop on 855, but I kept it at 1,000 shares, and I'm just going to hold it, and I'm looking for a snapback here, and I may only get out of it at break even, but I'm looking for natural gas to go, and I think this is pretty sensitive to natural gas. Talked about corn, talked about boil through UNG, I should say. XLE, I talked about that trade. Too quick here. The last one is the VIX. You know, so two things could happen here. This VIX could just settle all out, get done in here. I don't think so. I think this is the trade app. This is the Thanksgiving trade. I think VIX kind of stays up in here, and then the Thanksgiving week trade, I think we'll make a lot of money shorting volatility as traders go home and get ready to come back and deal with the Fed. But anyway, these are my charts. Hope you liked them. I'll catch you guys a little bit later. Bye.